Not every moment that has shaped you belongs on your website or in your messaging, but the right ones, they're the reason someone reads your website and instantly feels like you understand her. Hi, I'm Stephanie Marie. I'm a web designer for women entrepreneurs that are living out their calling. And this is episode 2 of the Website Message Makeover series. There's a free workbook that goes along with this entire series called the 30-Minute Marketing Message Makeover. And I've linked it in the description below so you can follow along step by step as we go along. So today we're going deeper into your story and how to know which moments actually belong in your messaging or on your website. And if you watched episode 1 and you opened the workbook and you wrote something down, I want to say well done. Yay! That exercise asks you to slow down and honestly look at your own story and the own moments that have shaped you. So you have moments on paper now, maybe 2, maybe 6. Maybe you wrote down something that you haven't thought about in years, and that surprised you a little bit. Now we need to talk about what to do with what you have now, because not every moment that you wrote down or that you thought about is equal. And learning to tell the difference is one of the most important things you can do for your marketing and your messaging. And so look at the list or think about the list, and I want you to ask a question as you read through your list. Does this connect me to the woman I am called to serve today? And not every significant moment in your life does that. Some moments shaped you deeply, but they're only yours. They're not for sharing. And they don't create that bridge to your dream client. And that's okay. Not everything belongs in your messaging or on your website. Some moments, the ones where your experience directly meets her struggle, your dream client struggle, those are the ones your message should be built on. So look at your list again, and as you read each moment, ask these questions. Is there a woman out there right now that you know who is in a version of this season? Does she feel what you felt in that moment? And would she read about this and think, that's me, she gets it? In my experience, there are 3 kinds of moments that tend to do the most work in your messaging. The first one is the pivot moment. This is a season where you're leaving something behind and doing something new. It's it's the one that creates connection with the woman that is in her own crossroads right now. And she sees that you made that same pivot and she feels less alone in her own. The second is the struggle moment. This is where you went through a hard season and it's a thing that maybe cost you something. The period where you just had to keep going, but you didn't know what was on the other side. This one creates connection with the woman who's in the middle of her own hard season. They see that you have been there as well and that you made it on the other side, and that gives her something to hold on to, and also it gives her hope. The third is the clarity moment, where you understood something about your own self or about your calling that you hadn't seen before. And this one creates connection with the woman who is searching for that same clarity, that same thing, and they read it and think, I want to find that too. I want to find that same clarity, and maybe she can help me get there. The most powerful stories in messaging have at least one of these moments, one of these connection moments, I guess we can call them. The best ones have maybe 2 or 3 woven in there together. And then one more thing I want to say about this before we move on is that a moment doesn't have to be dramatic to matter. You don't need a lightning bolt story, and you don't need to have had to survive something extraordinary. What makes a moment message ready is not the scale of it, it's how honest and specific you can describe how you felt within. And not just about what happened in the scenario, but about what felt like from inside. That's what connects, and that's what builds trust. Because your dream client doesn't need to have the same experience. We don't all have the same experience, but the feelings are the same. She just needs to recognize that feeling, and feelings, when described with honesty and precision, are universal. When I look back at my own list, leaving corporate, the season of waiting and the grief through infertility, hiding my faith behind a business name, and just feeling invisible while doing the work that I love, I can run each one of these through that same filter. Leaving the corporate moment connects to the woman who is standing at her own crossroads. They're at their own pivotal moment, wondering if it's too late or too risky to make that change and do something different. The hiding behind the name moment connects to the woman who are showing up online but not fully, who are keeping part of themselves off to the side because they're just not sure it belongs. The feeling of being invisible moment connects to the women who are currently working hard and still not being seen the way that they could be. Each of these moments build a different bridge, and together they describe the full journey of the woman I'm here to serve. From the crossroads to the clarity to the courage to finally show up for herself. And that's what your moments can do when you choose the right ones and place them with intention. They don't just tell your story, they tell her story back to her. So go back to the moments that you wrote down or that you thought of and read through each of those moments and run them through each of the filters. Does this connect me or you to your dream client? And does this create a bridge between your own experience and her struggle? And circle the ones that do. And those are your foundation. You don't have to have many. These honest, specific moments are worth more than a dozen that are vague or surface level. And if you haven't done this yet, now is the time, because we use these moments as the foundation for the rest of the series. These moments, the ones that pass the filter, belong on your about page, woven into your homepage story section, and they are quietly present in the tone of everything you write. Not as a full autobiography, but as a window and a few honest sentences that make her feel less alone and more certain she's found the right person. So that concludes episode 2. These moments that shaped you are not random. They often directly connect to the people or woman that you are meant to help and serve. And again, if you haven't downloaded the workbook, I highly recommend you do that if you'd like to continue with this series. And you can find that link in the description below. And if this is helping you, I want you to make sure that you subscribe and follow me so you don't miss any of these series or any of these episodes in the series. And if you're already thinking, I want my website to reflect this, or I want to go deeper into this, that's exactly what my 3-day web design experience is built for. And you can find that link in the description below as well. In episode 3, we're going to get clear on who you're actually here to help and serve, because that's what brings your message into clear focus. And I'll see you there.